In most gaming cultures, the goal that players usually have is to take their time completing the game, while enjoying the experience. However, there exists a subsection of gamers who take playing a game to a whole new level. Speedrunning is the act of trying to complete a game as quickly as possible, doing countless retries of the game in order to practice a more optimal route to get the fastest time possible. Now, many questions can arise when first learning about speedrunners. When taking it from an anthropological perspective, a functionalist would ask, how could the repetitive routines of speedrunning affect this subculture's stability and identity as a community? To answer that question, speedrunning customs are usually done through submitting a recording of your playthrough from a game to a website's leaderboard, most commonly speedrun.com. The speedrunner would follow a certain category's rules, such as the most common category for most games played, any percent. Now, any percent means to complete a game as fast as possible, regardless of what percentage you completed the game. More categories include 100%, where you have to fully complete a game as fast as possible, or even obscure categories like Butter Dog, dog with the butter on it percentage, which in the game Zelda Breath of the Wild, you have to drop the item goat butter from your inventory onto a dog in-game. After your playthrough is completed, you then participate in verification threads, that of which create a reliable system for ranking and recognition of your gameplay. This, in turn, reduces conflict of whatever counts as a legitimate ranking, and prevents people from trying to cheat the system. These routines also prevent psychological rewards, like mastery and competitiveness over a game, as well as social rewards, which are recognized status and a known reputation for playing a game, or many games. This all motivates a continuous active participation within the community. For example, one person might have the record for fastest time completed. That would give other speedrunners time for them to beat. If they beat that time, it gives more motivation for other speedrunners to find a more optimal way, using routes and glitches to create a faster time, and for other speedrunners to try and beat. People got so invested in this cycle that it led to another subculture being created, called glitch hunters. Glitch hunters specialize specifically in spending an absurd amount of time and effort into finding these glitches that are so groundbreaking speedrunners can incorporate into their lives to create a more faster time that wasn't even possible from what the creator had envisioned for how their games are meant to be completed normally. Empirical studies and community surveys show speedrunners surround themselves around leaderboards and communities with similar interests alike to create their own niche system and social norms that most people would have never even heard of. Another question a functionalist might ask would be how formal gatherings and platforms help the community to function as a whole. They help to legitimize the subculture to provide various resources such as recognition, fundraising, and even monetization for them. They help connect the relationship between speedrunners and the wider public as well. Events like Games Done Quick act as an organized public performance that translate the speedrunners' runs into socially valued outcomes like charity fundraising and amassing mainstream media attention, thereby reducing stigma and creating a good outcome for speedrunners. They also earn donations, sponsorship, and new members as a bonus. Popular platforms such as speedrun.com and many streaming services provide an easy-to-create and watch experience. They also help with the record keeping and is a broadcasting system that creates order, comparison, and the spread of community norms across the world easily. These platforms are how a speedrunning community are able to grow and spread with the stability and order within itself. Various factors can influence and shape the speedrunning community. When games are created like Zelda Breath of the Wild, Celeste, or Super Mario Odyssey, speedrunners don't just casually play the game, they see it as something to clear. They determine whether or not the game is able to be optimized and if it has potential to create skips in order to beat it in the end. Even the smallest things can improve a game's ability to be done quicker than the rest, such as the language used, as some characters in certain languages are shorter, and thus take less time to load and skip when in dialogue. The frames per second matter as well, and also the device that you play on that's used to run the game also impacts the speedrunner's performance, as some speedrunners prefer one device over another. Some people resort to using superstitions as good luck charms when faced with the randomized section in a game, like a specific drop you get after killing a mob in Minecraft, for example. However, in the end, it's the speedrunner's mindset and environment that contributes the most. The ability to repeat a continuous route, hour after hour, with intense precision. Alongside the speedrunner's skill at the game, they all contribute to to how they perform during their runs. Speedrunning isn't just one small group of people. It's been around for decades and is being picked up by many younger folks. Back in the 1990s, Super Mario Bros. And Doom were the stem of modern-day speedrunning. Some players go back to the classics as they bring nostalgia when playing, so they try and speedrun games that they enjoyed so much as a child. Speedrunning never really fades, as all speedruns are uploaded digitally through verification, so there will always be clips of speedrunning. The next generation can see, learn, and optimize these routes. Newcomers can learn by watching YouTube live streams and tutorial videos, also on Twitch. They can also read route guides and rule pages on community sites, as well as joining Discord servers and forums where experienced runners can mentor them and answer the questions they might have. However, some things about speedrunning are bound to change, as they can involve AI-assisted routing, as seen when an AI found a way to score infinite points in a Super Mario Bros. Level recently, after 41 years of being released, so there's always something to be improved. The speedrunner's motivation seems to also be changing nowadays, as instead of speedrunning for the sake of enjoyment and showcasing one's mastery over a game, it could be drifting towards only speedrunning for the sake of entertainment and sponsorships. As an example, speedrunning categories were added just for the sake of memes and humor, with Butterdog Dog with the butter on him % created mainly for entertainment and not really skill-based focus. Nonetheless, while the culture and motivations within speedrunning continue to evolve, the way society perceives speedrunners remains just as significant. If a person wanted to become a speedrunner, they might be seen as someone who spends way too much time on a game, as it takes gaming to another level. Friends or family might see them differently, and many people might call them no-lives as they invest all their time into games. Employers, educators, or even spouses may view heavy involvement in gaming in a negative way, potentially affecting hiring, scholarships, or relationships. Speedrunning is a very time-sensitive activity, as well as pretty costly since you might need a specific setup for your gaming experience. And you might also need streaming equipment if you're going to stream your speedrun activities for donations. Despite the stigma and barriers surrounding speedrunning, the community's cultural standing remains undeniable. Speedrunning shows us that even in virtual worlds, humans can still build their own organized customs, bring order, and create a system that unites people across various countries just for their love of games, reminding us that culture is always evolving, always creative, and always human. Subcultures are found in many unique places, different roots and origins. Speedrunning is just one subculture of many, with its own group of people, even if it originated from screen in the digital age. Speedrunning is its own niche subculture and will continue to grow as time goes on, showcasing immense skill and entertainment. Maybe you could pick up speedrunning one day, who knows? Anyways, that's the end of my video. Thank you for watching and have a good day.